Well, good morning, folks, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to have a look at using some fresh beans in a Delonghi specialista. In a previous video, actually, we're going to revisit it. In a previous video, I did this, but without so much detail in the video. So, in the last video that we had, we used some beans from the Arabica estate, and they were a medium dark roast. So in today's video, we're using beans from Brew and Bread. Again, they're from Malaysia, and these are a dark roast. So there should be a slight difference between quality of beans as far as roasting goes, and the citrus, the notes, flavour notes with this particular blend is peach, citrus, and sugar cane, so it should be quite nice. Has a low acidity content as well. So what we've done is we've loaded up our hopper, and we've left our dose rate at 18, and we've left our grind at 6. Yes, so we should have some varying factors in this now. Again, in the portafilter, there is a little mark for your ideal level in your portafilter. So we have the double basket symbol up on the machine with a double basket in the portafilter. And so what I'm endeavouring to do now is I will grind up some beans. And we'll see how we go for the dose level. So what I'm looking for when I tamp it is a little bit of resistance when I take the portafilter out, and it should just drop that little bit. So we'll see what happens. To double tamp and taking out. Right, now that was a considerable drop. So we'll have a look at our level. Might just have to clear this a bit so we can see. All right, well, let's come up to where we want it. So our dose is right. Our dose is set right. So depending on our grind size that we have it set on, as to what we get in aspects of our pressure gauge as to where it sits once we brew it. So let's get an extraction going here. Alright, so again, like I say, we have the double basket under. And what we're looking for, if this is pretty well close to the right grind size, then we should have our needle should come up to about 12 o'clock on the dial, or somewhere between 10 and 2 as I call it. So on the gauge there is an optimal zone. It is displayed. So everything's set. So now let's just brew this one and see how we go. It's gone into its pre-wetting system at the moment. It's just starting to run. Right, so now we're in full brew. And let's come up to just into the optimal zone. So we could go a little finer on the grind, and then perhaps drop our dose rate to compensate. So I'll do a double brew on this one. So I'll just clear this up, and then we will put another shot through it, make a few adjustments, and we'll see what the difference is. So bear with me for a sec while I clear my portafilter around. So I've cleaned that out. Quick wipe out, bit of a clean. That was just to get the excess out. Now when we go to adjust our grind size, we need to have the machine running. So let's drop this to 17. It's dropping our dose rate by 1, meaning with a finer grind we may get more of a quantity in the basket. So we've got that. Now we'll have another shot, and I'll drop it from 6 down to 5 for a finer grind. Okay, so finished. So our dose hopefully will be close to the same. Double tap, and right, that was less resistance, so we didn't have as much of a drop as we did it. And we've come just under, I think, not pretty well up to the bottom of our dose mark on the guide in the basket, in the portafilter basket. So let's give this one a shot. Now, bearing in mind we've dropped our dose rate and we've dropped our grind size. So by all accounts, this should go up a little bit higher on the optimal zone. Mind you, we did have a usable shot of espresso on the first, so it was just on borderline under extracted. So we'll see what this one gives us. So we're running that. So we've virtually just about got the same results. We were slightly higher on the pressure gauge. Again, we still have a usable shot of espresso. So I think if I'd left the dose rate on 18, we possibly might have had that little bit more of improvement. But like I say, now we have a usable shot of espresso, so I will I'll steam up some milk, and we'll make a coffee. So let's cool the system here. And we'll pop that in there, and I'll flush that again shortly. So let's get some milk. So we're ready to steam up some milk. So right, our first part of our process with this is just to clear the residue from the steam wand. So we'll give him a shot. I only need a short burst. Pull him around pretty quick, and again this time I'm not using a dial or a gauge, so we'll use this by hand. So once that fires up, okay, so we're just keeping the tip of our wand just above the top of the milk for the time being. If you start hearing a squeal, you need to probably pop it into the milk a bit deeper. I've gone too deep with that one. So the ideal sound you probably want is like tearing paper. So if you're after a cappuccino style froth, then you would put more air in. Hopefully I'm chasing a latte style. So just keeping the tip in, just allowing that little bit of air to go through. So again, we have a whirlpool, which is what we're after. So we're getting quite close to the peak that we want. It's getting barely touchable. Off it out. Alright, clean our wand, and then purge the wand again to get it clean. Short burst, and it's done. So let's see what sort of milk we're finished up with here. So we'll just give it a little swirl. We might have end up with a cappuccino type. We might have left a bit too much air go through, but again, it's still drinkable. So we've got our double shot in there, and we'll just pour this in. Yep. Oh, that's very thick. Yep. So that's probably more cappuccino style milk. So, all right. So that's that done. So in a nutshell, to review, to go over what we did, we started off on 18, and we got pretty well good results with our dose rate, and then we achieved about just under 10 o'clock on the pressure gauge, and then with our second shot, we dropped our dose level down from 18 down to 17, and dropped our grind size down from 6 down to 5. So it didn't make very much of a difference, but it did allow us to get a slightly higher result on the gauge. So it won't take just one shot to get to where you want. If I do another one now at the same settings, it will have given the grinder a bit more of a chance to settle through on its adjustments, and probably would have had a higher, outlook on the pressure gauge. So, so without doing the proper dial-in, which I would usually do, being weighing up my beans with an empty portafilter, and put the grind through, find out what dose I get with that on scales, then go through, adjust my brew temperature, which you can do with these machines. This is the sort of blind way of doing it. To be more precise, then that's when you would go and do a proper dial-in. Well, as I said, where you would weigh your beans and go through the process. So I hope this has given us a little bit more of a detail outlook on what to do when you're when you're changing your beans. If you're using the same beans from the same supplier or coffee shop, wherever you or roaster, then you wouldn't need to do a great deal of adjustments. Maybe just a couple of tweaks here and there as they get a little bit older. So on that note, if you like the video, please do hit the like button, hit the notification bell for future uploads and future videos that I hope to do along the way, and do subscribe. I have quite a comfortable level of subscribers at the moment, so looks like people are starting to benefit from it. So please do subscribe, and as I always say, keep brewing, and thank you for watching.